again, if you're a preacher, you're going to find yourself wanting to talk about it, minister about it. It's because it's what God is doing. He's cleansing the bride to be able to carry and steward the move of God that's coming. And that we're really at the beginning of. I feel like we're in the beginning stages of this awakening that is happening, this move of God. We're at this, the percolation has happened. We're at the kind of like phase one, if you want to put phase it on. That's a bit of a crass way to say it, but I hope you hear my heart. It's this beginning stage, and the spirit of Elijah is mandated to restore both the pattern and the ordinances of God. Now, I'm going to break down what that looks like, where the spirit of Elijah, in simple terms, brings order where there's disorder. So I don't know about you. Let's take it to our own lives. Who has felt compelled? This is just some personal inventory in your heart. You feel this need to declutter your life right now. It's because of what you carry. There's an increase of the spirit of Elijah upon your life, and all of a sudden, anything that feels out of order, it's unacceptable. Can you relate to that? And it's gonna manifest in the natural in your life. From cleaning out your emails, I know this sounds funny, to cleaning out the junk room, to the garage. I mean, it's like getting your finances in order. It's like cleaning up those miscommunications in relationships, that stuff that is discombobulated and it's out of order. You're like, we're done with that. There must be order and simplification. It's because it's the spirit of Elijah on you. You recognize where there's disorder, and you recognize the need and the necessity of order in this hour. Some of you are actually going to bring order to your workplace. Some of you are going to help bring order to the church. You're going to bring order to societal issues. Some of you are advocates in this room. You carry a call of justice. It goes beyond the church. It hits major issues that your cities, your towns are facing. You're called to bring order. We see this in 1 Kings. I love this portion of Scripture. It's probably one of my favorite portions of Scripture because it's so bold. The prophet Elijah, we see him here, and he challenges King Ahab once and for all, and he says who the nation of Israel is going to worship because it was out of order. And he says, we're no longer going to have a divided nation. Half of us are worshiping Baal and half of us are worshiping Yahweh. We're done with that. We're going to decide today, once and for all, who this nation is going to worship. We're going to bring order where there's disorder. So the spirit of Elijah challenges King Ahab, and he says, meet me on Mount Carmel and bring all your false prophets. And anyone that you want to bring, and let's meet there, and I will call on my God, you and all your false prophets, but he's saying all your people, you call on your God, and we'll see whose God responds. You know this story, right? And Prophet Elijah said, whosever God responds by fire, that's the God this nation will worship. What is he doing? He's bringing consecration, and he's bringing order where there's disorder. So the spirit of Elijah is in full effect, of course, on the prophet of Elijah. This is the first person that we see this spiritual system at work through is the prophet Elijah. So what happens? It's a powerful story. So he says, you choose the altar you want. So he gave them their choice of real estate. Then he said, you can choose the time of day that you want to go. They said, we'll go first. Great. You get your time. You get your chronological best choice, your opinion of what you think is the best slot. He says, you can go as long as you want. You can do all the things you want to do to call on your God. So they chant, they sing, they cut themselves, they dance. They do everything they can do to entice their God to respond. They go from morning till, it says, early evening. Some theologians say late afternoon. So hours have gone by, and I love this. And this is where Elijah is gangster. And I love this because he's just bold. Like, he does not care. He's like OG prophet. He's like, I've been in the cave. We going in. You tried to kill me. I'm here to establish. I'm sick of it. Like, he got to the I'm sick of it. And the wild ones have gotten to the place where they're sick of it. I really believe there has to come a point where you move in the spirit of Elijah because you get sick of it. And this is what we're seeing through the prophet Elijah. He's sick of it. He's sick of the disorder. He's sick of the dysfunction. He's sick of the deception. right? He's sick of the wayward ways of the nation. He's sick of the blasphemy and the boldness from Jezebel and Ahab. He's like, I'm sick of it. Enough. And he's like, I'm so sick of it, I'm going to put it all on the table. If your God responds, that's who we'll worship. But of course, he knows what's going to happen, right? He knows. So I love it. So in one translation, it says that the prophet Elijah says, is your God out on a vacation? And then my personal favorite, is he out to the bathroom? I love it. That's gangster. I'm like, dang. Right? Right. That is so beast mode, 100% accurate, right? That's just like, wow, He's one person. And there's 450 plus many more. He's so outnumbered in the natural, but he does not feel outnumbered. He's bold and he's confident because he knows he has the one that only matters, Yahweh.